Hi, Gemini. I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for August 2014. The card layout I'm going to do for you this month, Gemini, is called the Star. And the first card that you have that shows up today in your reading in the position of present, the present position, you have King of Rods. And King of Rods would be associated with a male born under the signs of Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Or this could be the rising sign. This is a man that has a lot on his mind. He's worried and he's concerned. He's a good communicator. He's a good planner. He's great in business. He's a person that can get a lot of things going. He can get things to happen. He's a father figure to a lot of people. I feel that you're going to have issues or challenges with this man this month. He's going to bring up some challenges. I also am hearing that this guy's ego is pretty inflated and he wants to talk to you about some things. I'm not sure what yet, though. I feel like he wants to take control away from you, Gemini. He wants to set the record straight and put some things to a closure, to a close. He may be accusatory to you, like he feels like maybe you've caused some of his issues or problems in his perspective. And I feel like he's a guy that wants to take away some reins of power to you. He's angry because he feels like he's being put in a position of wanting and neediness. So this is making him angry and aggressive and act out. You're going to be annoyed with him quite a bit. For some of you, this is a father figure. And for some of you, Geminis, this is an employer or a boss figure. And keep in mind, Gemini, this is a general reading, so hopefully this message will make sense to some of you Geminis out there. He's not going to be the same guy for all of you. Whoever he is, however, in your life, for any of you Geminis, he wants to take control and wants to take control away from you. He's sort of been put in front of you as an obstacle. He's an obstacle, and it feels like a karmic test to me for you. And this is a test of your perseverance, Gemini, to see to it that he does not win. You're going to have a little battle on your hands with him, I'm sorry to say. You may feel like you have a little bit of some challenges this month in relation to him. He comes up this month. I feel that this is this month. It seems like August. I'm not really feeling it push out past that. He comes up like with battling and like battles and complications. He feels like vindictive, and I feel a little bit like he wants to see you suffer. It's like he has an axe to grind. He's not happy with the way things have turned out for him. He's got a lot on his plate, and he seems like he wants to take it out on you. And you've had issues with him in the past. I don't feel this is the first time you've had issues with him, Gemini. You might view him, for some of you, you might view him a little bit like a little bit of a spoiled brat. Like you think he's a little spoiled brat acting. So I'm sorry to start off for you Geminis on this reading on that note, but you know, forewarned is forearmed. So just be prepared, because he's got an aggressive attitude and seems to have an agenda. So just want to warn you of that. You do have some good cards in here, though, Gemini, for August 2014, so don't dismay. The next card you have that comes up is in the position of emotions or feelings, which is funny because you have money. You have Ace of Pentacles, which to me symbolizes divine blessings of money coming to you, financial abundance, divinely blessed financial abundance. Woohoo! We could all use some of that, couldn't we, Gemini? We sure could. So let me hear why this is here for you, Gemini. There is a link between this man and money. I am hearing that. Some of you are going to be going back and forth and fighting for what is yours. You have money owed to you, and you feel that it's due to you, due to come to you. And I feel that some of you are going to have to put your foot down, Gemini. And you definitely need to let people know where you stand. This is definitely a time to take a stance and to not let anybody bulldoze over you. You've come to this point in time where you must claim what's yours. This is going to be a challenge for some of you because some of you may feel like a little soft-hearted on this point, on some of these points where you don't really, you're either soft-hearted or you don't feel like a battle. Now, some of you Geminis are not going to feel that way at all. But you've got to be strong and stand up for what's yours. There's no two ways about it. You could be going round and round in circles with this guy. And I do feel that if you persevere, you're going to win because no matter what, I do see these finances, this financial abundance coming to you. And I get that in the month of September, it's more of a fertile time for you where money is concerned. Your growth, expansion, and development and creation point really starts there. More past the month of August into the month of September. You're going to generate income, and I do feel that it's going to come to you very quickly. I do get that demands seem to be high for you, like different demands in different areas, but I hear that you're really good at structuring and organizing, and you're going to be able to put everything in its place and line everything up where it needs to be. And they say this is a time of great change. Great change is upon you right now, Gemini. So you've got some challenges and some, having to stand up for yourself, maybe a little bit of battles, it sounds like, but that really you do reap the rewards, and you are going through a time of change and transition. The next card that shows up for you in this star spread for the month of August 2014, Gemini, is you have the Devil card. And the Devil shows up in the position of your intellect or thoughts on what's going on in your life. Your intellect and thoughts. And the Devil, that's a card to me that would symbolize an addiction. It could be you or someone close to you. This could be alcohol, drugs, spending money, gambling, love, sex, a relationship. There's many things that addictions can be linked to. So let me hear why you had the Devil card that showed up in your spread for August, Gemini. I keep getting like a lot of problems seem to be circling around money and money matters and money difficulties. And I do hear that you're tired of it. Like you're tired of, there's a lot of things you're tired of and you're ready to move on. I feel there's quite a few of you that are really ready to move on from your job, change of scenery, move, wanting to be linked to a new partner. I mean, you're running the gambit here. And the Devil, I'm hearing the Devil card is warning to not to be too self-indulgent at this time. pampering yourself is good and wise for all of us to do, but be careful not to overeat or overindulge in anything right now, because it comes up like anything that you could feel like you want to overindulge in, whether it's chocolate or food of any kind, or maybe alcohol, maybe drinking wine, whatever you like to indulge in, like be careful not to use it as a crutch, because that's how it's coming up. Like, it's great to pamper yourself and to look after yourself and to take care of yourself, but be very careful with not using any kind of thing that you might overindulge in as a crutch. This is a cautionary card. That's what my guides are telling me. It's cautionary. Because you can trip yourself up with that a little bit and set yourself back, and you don't need any setbacks now. And I hear that there's a lot riding on what's going on in your life right now. You're kind of riding on like through a storm, or you're just coming out of riding through the storm. You're still kind of in it. And I get that for a lot of you Geminis, you're like going to come out of this whole time period clean and new, like like a just washed car coming out of that car wash, or shiny new coin or penny that's all shiny and new. Or but what they're really showing me too, the visual they're giving me is like it's a lump, like you've got this lump of coal or lump of clay that now you're going to fashion and mold into what you want. And you've got to put some things into perspective now, Gemini, because they're talking about like maybe you've been overwhelmed with like a wave of feeling overwhelmed by people and or situations that have been going on in your life that you found a little overwhelming. And I feel you have to gather your energy and strength, because I feel some of you have gotten kind of weary and tired of some of these things that have been going on for you. Yeah, the devil card just showed up here to tell you to, just slow down, not to overindulge. It's just a caution. It's just a card of caution and warning. The next card that shows up for you in this star spread, Gemini, for August 2014 is the heart of the matter, or the heart of what's going on with you right now. And this card shows up for you is 10 of Wands. Now, 10 of Wands to me is a card that symbolizes gathering all the experiences you've had and knowledge you've gained, and now you're moving on forward in your journey. However, these can feel like burdens. Sometimes this is being overburdened, but these can also be great blessings to you, because you've gained a lot of knowledge and experience, and now you're traveling on ahead. They're telling me that the pattern of movement, I don't know if this is your normal pattern, but they're telling me that you want to like rush forward and take a leap, and then rush forward again and then take another leap. Like, I'm not sure why they're talking about this. And they're telling me that you need to slow down a little bit. Everything in its due course. Not everything can be solved in a day. And you're ready to make these implement these changes in your life, but it's time to implement them slowly, one step at a time, they're talking about. I feel that for some of you Geminis, books are going to become very important to many of you. That if there's a particular author that you're like, you're going to be really reading books and literature written by a particular author. This is kind of like to help you, almost to like set you free in some way, maybe mentally, spiritually, physically. I also feel that some of you Geminis have been talking to some people and getting some guidance. And you're going through like a real spiritual time right now. Some of you Geminis are going to begin to train and educate others in spiritual matters and spiritual things that you've been working on or learning. This has come out in spurts. Some of you take it out and show the world and then put it aside. I feel like, surprisingly for some of you, you may be surprised to hear this. Some of you, this does have to do with doing psychic work, psychic readings, or, you know, Reiki or healing or spiritual work, or aura readings or angel cards or whatever it is that you've been developing, that you have these talents and abilities, and there are times you take them out and you show the world and you use them and you're accurate, and then you put it away and turn away from it. But I'm getting that uh, this comes out now. This is more in the forefront, and you're going to start teaching and showing people what you've learned, especially in regard to meditation and calming your mind and any kind of self hypnosis. All these things come up around you right now. The next card you have in your reading is in the position of hidden, um, hidden or subconscious factors, or what's yet to unfold. And you have the Three of Cups, which is a really good card. The Three of Cups to me is a joyous celebration. It's a celebration, also can be a celebration of an ending of something too. Not just a party celebration or a wedding, or any kind of gathering. It can also be a celebration of something coming to a close. I hear you've been through the ringer. You've been through a real emotional time. I feel that some of you are not really sure how to handle some of the emotional things that you've had to confront. And for many of you Geminis, you've been delving into your psyche and going within and really doing some self-examination on what makes you tick and how things work in your mind and affect you in an emotional sense. You've done a lot of soul searching. And I feel like some of this has been painful, but that you're ready to come out of it now, and as like a new and better you, a new and better developed person. And you have a lot to offer and give, and many of you have been keeping this to yourself. And you've had a hard time relinquishing control over certain things and giving up the reins to others. But for some of you, this has been necessary, because sometimes, Gemini, too much is too much, and you take on too much, you take on too many responsibilities, you take on too much work, you take on too many tasks, you overextend yourself, you obligate yourself in many different directions to too many different things, and this can be exalting in some regards, but exhausting in others, and you burn yourself out at the core. And I feel like the feeling I get inside is so many of you have felt like you've had an internal fight or an internal struggle with yourself and your own psyche or your own subconscious. And I feel for many of you, there's certain things you don't want to do anymore. You don't want to repeat patterns and cycles. I feel like you're looking at karmic cycles or patterns that have been repeated over and over in your life. And I get like many of you are done with it. You don't want to do that anymore. And I feel that many of you are going to begin new projects and have new starts, but it's going to be all fresh new ideas where you don't want to be caught in any web of complicated situations anymore. You're tired of the old and you're ready for new. And I feel many of you Geminis are going to go through changing your appearance. I wouldn't be surprised if you go through a bout of, I'm going on a diet, I'm buying new wardrobe, I'm changing my hair, I'm dyeing it a different color, I'm going to change it completely. Like, I feel like many of you Geminis are going to look completely different. By December, I think quite a number of you Geminis are going to have a whole new look, a whole new exterior look. The next card that shows up in your reading is in the position of your known desires. And it's funny to me, Gemini, in the known desires position is you Gemini females. Not to say you Gemini males aren't, I'm not throwing you out here. I'm just saying this is Queen of Swords. And Queen of Swords to me would be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra female. She's definitely connected to air. This could also be her rising sign. Queen of Swords can be somebody that she's very keen intellect and can delve into issues and get to the heart of the matter. She's very good at sorting out details and getting to the truth. Truth is often an issue with her. She can be very blunt and outspoken at times, and sometimes she can cause discord with her seek for the truth and her ways. However, she can also create discord if she takes on the dark side of the personality of the Queen of Swords, where she would be untruthful, which could also create some issues there. I feel like you're ruminating over problems, like they keep coming up and bringing them up to your mind and going over and over and over again. I feel like you're reviewing problems and or things that you're viewing as maybe mistakes that you made or decisions you made that you don't think were the best decisions. Like I feel like you're going over, picking everything apart and going round and round and circling it over and over in your mind, kind of like a dog chasing its tail about some of these issues. And I feel like for some of you, you really feel like you can't control what's happening because it's happening deep down inside you at a soul level. At a soul level, almost like it's happening deep down inside you at a soul level, almost like you're trying to purge some things out of yourself. You want release, like your soul wants release from some of these nagging things that are cycling around in your life and in your mind. Your will and desire for change is very strong right now, Gemini. And I know you know how strong you are, and your will is so strong. You know you can have it all. You know this. Some of you feel like you want some help now, like you're kind of tired of battling things by yourself. You feel like you're constantly uh, making your way through the world alone, or you don't get enough support from other people in your life. And I feel like some of you are tired of that now. Like you don't want to be the one charging forward all the time with the sword of, let's get to this, let's get to this battle. Let's solve these problems and get these issues solved. And that some of you are just tired of that now. You like somebody else to, not that you want to give the reins over completely, but you'd like somebody to help you more, to step in and help you carry the load. And I hear some of you are going to find that in the month of August moving into September. And I have to say, I'm actually surprised because I thought they were going to say that was further out in the future than that. But they do actually mention this month. And always to be true to your core and what you believe in, Gemini, and not to give that up or over for anybody else or to anybody else. You've got a great spirit about you, Gemini, and a tremendous empathy. These are some of your strongest gifts. You do give to others generously. You give to others generously of your time, your attention, your money. You're very broad-minded and broad thinking. You're going to break out of the old and come into the new. You're like ready to be reborn again, like a butterfly breaking out of the chrysalis. That's how I see you here. This is a time for you to really feel good about yourself again and feel the newness of things in life. Really get out and enjoy looking at the water, looking at the grass, looking at the sky, look at the clouds, smell the flowers, really enjoy yourself, get more tuned into nature, more centered, become more spiritual, have fun, be more freewheeling. You can be very fun and outgoing with fun when you want to, but you can be a real stickler for sticking to the details and working really hard and getting things done. So those are great benefits and blessings, but your spiritual side is really coming out now. And so make sure you have balance, because you want to have all this drive and ambition, but you really need to have the balance of the spiritual side of yourself, be in tune with that more, and really be focusing on what's going on in the world around you. Look out at the stars. Sit out at night on your deck, or on your balcony, or take a walk. Take your dog for a walk at night, and look up at the stars. Lay on your back on a blanket in the grass and really look up at the stars at night. Feel one with the world around you. I feel you've gotten a little too disconnected, and you need more tranquility inside, and this will come to you. You're sorry, I kind of got caught up in that there. I was seeing the stars. And the last card for you, Gemini, and the outcome card of your reading today in the star spread for August 2014, you have the Five of Rods. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. For the outcome card, I'm not loving it. I'm just not. But I have to be honest with what I get and what I see. I want to give you all good things, but this card, fives are difficult. And Five of Rods, fives represent difficulties usually in the cards, and Five of Rods can be an internal struggle within. It also can indicate good, it can mean good things involving business, but a lot of times this comes up when there's arguments or struggles going on with coworkers, family members, or even internal struggles inside of yourself, which I will say seems to have come up quite a bit in this reading, like internal struggles for you, or getting balanced and centered and returning to your spiritual self. So let me hear why this is here for you, Gemini, for August 2014. They're talking about, it's kind of like there's a war going on with yourself, with your ego and your will. Part of you wants to stay, really stayed and kind of focused, and the other side of you wants to have fun. You feel the need for peace, calm, and tranquility right now. You've gone through a rough patch. I feel that for many of you Geminis, and keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to all of you what I'm going to say right here, but I do hear that some of you Geminis have really gone through some family struggles, and for some of you it's been job struggles, but I hear that for many of you, you've got to release it, especially the ones that it's involving work. You can't work with it anymore. Like it's time to end that. And for many of you, I know it's going to sound really drastic, like, is she serious that she's making this statement? But it's what I hear. For many of you, you need to overhaul everything and change your life. Like move to a new state or country, get a new job. Like you need to change everything. You're done with the old. It's time for the new. You're ready to move on with your life and really make plans for changes that you want to see happen. Many of you are going to enter a program of study for psychic development. I'm not crazy. Some of you are going to do that. You're very in tune with the spiritual side of yourself now. And this is the thing that is going to be key for so many of you to find the path and the changes that you need to seek, and be what road you need to travel down now. And I get that for quite a number of you Geminis, the social scene really opens up for you now. If you've been hiding away earlier in the reading, I think it came up that some of you have been keeping yourself more, or your circle has been very small. I'm getting now the social scene is really going to open up for you. And I feel that many of you, through new talents and new things that you're going to be developing in yourself, this develops a new sense of community. You're going to be talking to a lot of people that are going to be interested in what you're doing. And I feel that many of you Geminis are going to start turning to a path of a more holistic life with what you're eating, what kind of products you're using, organic products and soaps and cleaners and what you're eating and the vitamins you're taking and whether you're eating organic or you know genetically monitored, genetic manipulated food or not. I feel like many of you are going to really start taking a holistic approach. And for those of you that are already on that path, I just feel you're going to develop it further. It just continues on. So I hope this was a helpful reading, Gemini. There was a lot of information here. A lot of it seemed to circle around spiritual things and, getting in tune with yourself and balance, having that balance. And I hope you have a great rest of your month of August. And I want to say to you, Geminis, thank you so much for liking and sharing my videos and for subscribing. And if you're interested in a private reading with me, please see the link provided below. And I wish you all the blessings, Gemini, and peace.